welcome back to another episode of the Indie Credible Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Xander Scully, and joined with me with all of his random little finagle things like this Doom guy,
Hello.
Jeffrey Whitney. What's up, Jeff?
I'm doing the same smile as the Doom guy.
Right.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been a couple of few days, Xander. It's been a couple few days
Well,
here.
but before we get into it, like while we're recording right now, there's about to be like a crazy ass storm coming my way. So we're like fighting Mother Nature, talking about indie games, like through the storm, talking about indie games that folks need to play. And before we started recording, I kind of had that like nostalgic summer, like gaming summer vibe out there with the storm coming through. And I went and started listening to the Final Fantasy Tactics soundtrack. I was like, that's
Huh.
a good summer vibe right there. But then we're like, hey, let's start recording. So here I am.
Very interesting.
Here I am.
I mean, I was working on the Indie Gaming Gems book, working on some personal conjectures. Uh, in that I titled it Data Cache, like it's like a
Mhm.
little like our brain cached out. But I'm trying to think of more of like a personal name for it. But it's like a one or two sentences, like personally about the book, because in there, just like with the what I did with the Metroidvania, it's an actual comprehensive review with a bunch of screenshots. But then I want like a personal piece in there. So I think that really hits it out of the park. But that's what I was working on before all the air went out in my house, which is it's been out since I've been back. And
Man,
yeah, it's finally starting to get a little cool in here. But it was like you go from the basement, which was like at the 75-degree mark, and then you go upstairs and it's like 80 to 85. And you go upstairs to the final one, and it's like almost 90 degrees up there. Had fans on, sleeping in the heat.
the worst part is like you just got back home. You know, like you've been out and about. You finally got home, and you have a little convention you're going to very shortly too. So I mean,
Yeah.
Jeff,
Well,
jeez.
like, yeah, we were here for like 3 days, left for 2 weeks. We put the air on at like 76 to 78 to keep it like normal. We came
Mhm.
back and it was like a little hot in the house, but it wasn't anything crazy. But yeah, the time of this recording, I leave for the video game summit in Chicago for the weekend. So I leave tomorrow morning and I'll be out there and then I'll have stories. I'm sure I'll have stories.
Oh yeah.
Uh, oh yeah, it'll be a fun time. And
Indeed.
indeed, indeed. But what else happened since last episode was Kyle's collection showed up from. So when I went back to Indiana, I packed it all up. So it showed up in two giant like U-Pack boxes, and then I unloaded it all and moved that Donkey Kong metal arcade, the cocktails, like full metal, moved it on
Jeez.
my own into the garage, and unloaded the entire thing in like an hour or so in the heat and then took a bit of a break. And then I put on my watch cardio for stairs. And for 45 to an hour straight, I was moving boxes up from the garage all the way downstairs and sorting it all down here in the basement with video games, action figures. And then I have like all the different horror DVDs and VHS tapes, and then metal T-shirts and craziness.
This sounds like a really good indie game, by the way. Like
Oh
imagine
yeah.
like an indie game where you have to like unpack your collection and like you have to like set everything back up. It's kind of like an arcade style. That's what I was thinking of while you were explaining it. I was
So
imagining just like 8-bit
I
boop boop boop
mean,
boop boop.
doesn't it already exist? It's called unpacking.
That's right. That's right. And I've played that game.
They
They have it
already did it.
and they
They
have a
already did
sequel
it.
too. They have a sequel.
But yeah, so I did that for about 45 to an hour. Then I hydrated, took a break, and I did another 15 minutes. Today I woke up sore as hell, had to do like yoga and stretches and stuff. So I actually decided to not go hardcore today because I barely made a scratch out of his collection.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing is that it's not even all here because my whole gaming collection is out in Georgia and all the key pieces are there. So I still have like the ones that I like have memories with him with.
Yeah.
And so Yeah, so it's gonna take a while. The plan is once we get everything down here and the house unpacked, which is still happening by the way, then we're going to go through box by box, catalog everything online, take pictures because I'm going to create a book, a retromuseum book, or
Mhm.
series of books, depends on how much content I have. And then after that, we're going to gather up everything and do some kind of a charity auction for everything that doesn't have sentimental meaning, and we're gonna go to the charity of Kyle's mom's choosing.
That's cool. That's gonna be
Yeah,
that's and like I said, I think I said prior, like just going through that collection, you're gonna be running into things that you forgot about, and I think that's gonna be really, really cool. It's gonna be really,
yeah.
really cool.
And I mean, he had tchotchkes with everything. I mean, there
Hmm.
was one thing because as I was going through, I was looking through one before I would bring it down just to see what I had, and I was like, "Oh, look, there's a mini CRT, like a tiny one." So I pull it up, and there was on there taped on it a picture of Shredder from the Turtles arcade, like his head, like from, and I was like. That's perfect because I have the little shredder controller holder and then I painted a shredder. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna create a little shredder
Yeah.
section. Like it's
Oh, that is pretty
figuring out
cool.
how to make everything look cool. And just this is kind of my training before I get to the final house after my military time. So it's gonna be a fun
Yeah.
time. And I'm sure I'll have stories to tell.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
But what have you been up to, Xander? Just work?
just work. I was supposed
Intact?
listen, I was supposed to do a Steam Summer Sale live stream. I was supposed
We're
to do one.
waiting.
And it's already over. I was
Yep, the
like,
summer sale is over.
yeah, I didn't get a chance to do it. I do have because I haven't made a video in a while on my YouTube channel. I do have a video idea that I think I'm going to
Hmm.
start working on that
You
incorporates
should.
indie games. But other than that, I haven't really been playing a whole lot of games this week. It's just been mostly work, and then I've been working on my music. So
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
my stuff never stops. I mean, even on the Higgins Alley side, the paperback Genesis and Sega CD books showed up yesterday too
Oh
in
yeah.
Florida. Two pallets showed up in Florida. So those shipping aspects are happening. I still got to post an update on Kickstarter, but so you get it live here first on the episode, which the update may come out before or after this airs. But either way, it'll be great to get those books out and that one is the final thing that I have due out to customers. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
It's never going to stop though.
I mean, it'll stop when I stop.
Yeah.
I mean, reality is eventually I just stop, but I'm having too much fun to stop. So plus doing stuff like this, like the art, it's good stuff too.
And
So
speaking of fun, something that
speaking of,
because I haven't played much, but you, speaking of fun, have been diving down a little rabbit hole that I was really intrigued about when I was looking at the show notes because this is something I don't really know too much about, but I'm pretty interested, and that's the Game Boy Color homebrew scene.
yeah, and I don't even know like where it popped up. It might have been on Blue Sky or a forum, or maybe it was even in Trello. But
Hmm.
something popped up, and it was some new homebrew slash like updates, and some of them were for the Analog Pocket, and they were in dot pocket format for the files. And then there were
Mm.
other different aspects. So I downloaded a bunch of them, and then I played a few. And the first game that I played, it's called Akumanor Gaiden DX. And Akumanor Gaiden DX basically is a action platformer on Game Boy Color. And you're going through with a sword or maybe a whip. It kind of looks like either. And you're just
Hmm.
attacking the enemies. And going through level by level. The controls were tight. The jumping was great. There were some big pits you had to jump and stuff. And if you hit the enemy, there's a little bit of knockback. So I think it was very inspired by Castlevania.
Yeah, I
Um,
can see
Ak-
that.
Akumaner, Akumaju, like it's like Dracula style. And there's like little bosses at the end of stuff, and like the boss fights were fun. And at the end, you fight this baddie, and I beat him, and I actually beat the whole game.
It looks like right up my alley because it was making me think of Valis. It was making me think of that series. and like
Yeah.
Castlevania, and like I like the whole aesthetic. It just has that 90s anime kind of look to it. I'm like, man, this looks cool. And I'm so cool to hear that the Analog Pocket has such a big community that's allowing this kind of stuff to happen, because this
Yeah.
is like a really interesting way with the FPGA and everything, because you're playing the legit game. It's really cool.
Well, and it's interesting because the dot pocket files they run in Game Boy Studio on the Analog Pocket, so it's not running in the actual FPGA
Mm.
emulation side. It's like Open
Uh,
FPGA, which is you can run like all the emulators on it. This is actually running on the Analog Pocket, like so it's running on their FPGA for the Game Boy Color, which I thought was
ah,
really cool.
that's
And
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it was really cool though. And so after I did that one, I jumped into a Super Mario Brothers Mini. And I always thought that was interesting because on the Game Boy Color, there's Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. And that's like
Right.
one for one Game Boy to Game Boy Color from the NES version. But like the screen is small, so you have to like scroll up and down as you play. And it was always
Yeah. The
like, and
aspect
the thing,
ratio is so bad. For
but the thing
what?
was, is there's challenges in that game. It's
Hmm.
so cool. It's like the ultimate way to play Super Mario Brothers. So
Yeah.
I wanted to see what they did with the Super Mario Brothers Mini. It's like a tiny little Mario with like a few pixels. It plays all of Mario Brothers 1. Everything is there in little pixels. Somebody remade Mario Brothers 1. I'm not sure if they did any bonus stuff or any extra stuff because I just played through and went to the warp zone and went to World Forward and I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
is pretty cool. But it was literally one for one Mario, and it had the full scrolling, and everything. You could see the whole screen,
That's
everything.
so cool. Yeah, that was always something that I hated about the deluxe port of Super Mario, was the aspect ratio. But like
Yeah,
you said, it had the challenges, and it had that overworld too. I thought that was like a nice little touch. It was
yeah,
it was a really good port.
it was wild. And when I started playing that, and then I saw that Ant Dude did a newer Super Mario Brothers Wii video, and I didn't know that there were so many changes in that ROM hack on the Wii. So there's
Mhm.
another homebrew indie game that somebody made. This is like the days before Super Mario Maker, and so there's a bunch of
Yeah.
those to check out. So I was like, do I want to go down that rabbit hole on my Steam Deck with emulation? Maybe I do.
Mm.
Maybe I do.
And it's one of those things, like I love and hate like the Mario fan made games, because the only reason I say I hate, that's too much of a strong word. Uh I don't like the trolling Mario games, like the ones that are just
Ah,
like just made just to piss you off. But
yeah.
there are some that I've played that I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is fantastic. Same thing goes with like some Castlevania fan made games. I'm like, I don't care if Konami doesn't make another Castlevania. There's like so many fan made games that are just like top tier, a lot of fun, or games inspired by Castlevania that kind of
That's
do it.
infinite indie that we live in.
Yeah.
Dude, so speaking of crazy homebrews, the final one I played on Game Boy Color, which was interesting, it's called Halo Combat Devolved. And
Yeah.
this isn't like, because they did Halo 2600
I was
on
about
the
to mention that. Yeah.
Atari, but this is a overhead Zelda style with guns uh Halo game. And you play the whole first one on the ship when all the enemies attack and everything, and you're running through corridors. You basically reenact the game as Master Chief, run through, shoot, and everything. You got to kind of like shoot and like keep dodging and shooting as you're attacking the enemies. And you can switch between the gun and the rifle so far. And I just use the rifle since you can just hold down the button and just kind of pepper them a couple times each way.
Hmm.
Then I got to the second area, and you're on the overworld. You're like on the green lush area, and you're running around doing the waves of enemies, blocking one of the towers, and it was like cool as shit. I was like, wow, this is very well made. I think it was made with Game Boy Studio, which is the Game Boy um, homebrew maker that they have out there,
Yeah.
which is very easy for people to use.
That's so cool. I definitely want to check that out. It looks cool.
Analog Pocket, brother. Analog Pocket. Or emulation. Emulators.
Yeah.
Freaking crazy. And you played nothing
I
because,
played nothing. Nothing at all. I can't even. I think I may have dabbled into something, but I can't even remember what it was. It wasn't anything that was new or noteworthy, like the games we're about to
Oh
talk about right now.
man, terrible transitions today. Where shame.
So this one, I'm looking at the show notes, and this is a Zelda-like. So this is a nice little kind of piggyback from what we were just talking about with Halo, where this is another looks like another overhead view game called Vessel of Decay.
Well, and it's like a wild one because the graphics are very gritty. Like it's almost like you're in The Walking Dead. But
Yeah,
then like beautiful graphics though with it. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of like, oh, I don't know. There's a few of the games like Oxium version things that did Metroidvania. Then there was the overhead versions of those games, and there was a couple of those that were pretty gritty on early on in the Switch lifestyle. And this one kind of has that because the skinny sword and the way that all the graphics are annotated on the screen. It kind of reminds me of a few different games, but I can't put my
man.
name. I can't put my finger on it.
There was a time when this sort of thing was just like so overdone, like The Walking Dead, Last of Us, zombie apocalypse. And, it was kind of overdone, but we kind of had a breathing moment. At least I have. So this is kind of refreshing to see something like almost like a throwback to like playing The Last of Us, but this is like a retro style. It's really cool.
Dude, it's wild. It was released in June of 2025. One of the developers though, Aurora Punks, actually did a
Mm.
few other games. They did 1993 Space Machine, as well as Sir Whoop-Ass, did the music for
Oh,
Sir Whoop-Ass, and then Bad Blood. So I
mm.
did a few different games over the years. So that's pretty cool that this is like a magnum opus so far of what this developer does. But there's two developers. There's also Simon Jacobson, which is named by name.
Yeah, and there is a demo. I'm actually going to add it to my wish list right now.
Me
But yeah,
too.
there's a demo, and it's about 17.99. So, but
Not
but
bad.
but hang on tight, guys, because we will be getting to the budgets. But right now, we're going to be talking
Oh,
about some other really good new and noteworthy games, like this right here. Spirit X Strike. Just the name alone sounds really really cool.
oh yeah. Like Spirit X Strike was one that I had just on the style alone because it's like 3D action game. Like it looks
Yeah.
almost like Hodoko no Ken or Fist the North Star.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's so wild how like this is now like becoming kind of like a callback to that generation. Like we're seeing the games that are made in like that PS1 era now, like PS2. This looks like a PS2 game.
It definitely does. PS2, maybe PS3, but it's like basically heavy on the combos. You can literally surf on the bodies of your enemies as you're going through. Like this game is over the top craziness. I love when games do this type of thing. And it's like it looks polished as hell too. I just don't know based on reviews and everything, mostly positive, but it was just released in June, so new and noteworthy. Um,
Yeah.
dude, it just looks cool as hell.
And it's like it's 12.99. Not bad.
12.99 and Maicha Studios doesn't have any other games on Steam. So,
Yeah, it
dude,
looks
it
like
just looks cool as hell though.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's see. And this one right here is a giant retro Metroid. Kind of going
Mm.
all cylinders with this episode. Different little genres coming through.
Well, and like this one, like the character literally looks like a blue Samus,
Yeah.
but the map is like freaking huge. It's like original Metroid NES style graphics, but
Yes.
then like the map is like 100 times the size of Freaking Zebbies. I can never say. I always call it Zebedees. Planet from Metroid. I always said it wrong. This planet's called Cypher X-72. Ugh. But
And
yeah,
it,
literally,
it's
like one of the enemies looks like a damn xenomorph.
and it's cool that it's a callback to the original Metroid because I feel like a lot of indie developers when they want to have that Metroid flavor, they automatically hone in on like Super Metroid or even Metroid Fusion, something like that, because that has its
Yeah.
own like cult following. So to see kind of a nod to the original like 8-bit style, it's pretty cool.
There's also a built-in randomizer for the game too. So apparently you can play randomizer version if you memorize the giant freaking map. You can play it again randomly.
Oh my gosh, it's like
Which
play forever.
the only other game that I know that did that was a robot named Fight, which was one of my favorites. So good that I created a company and signed it physically. So hopefully this game is just as cool. I'm gonna have to. It's on my wish list for sure. It's $20.
Mm,
It'd be interesting to see if Gallant Leaf has done anything else, and there's nothing listed, unfortunately. So come on, Gallant Leaf, give us more. Give us more.
yeah, it does looks like a really fun game. This game looks really interesting. A Bossel Blade,
Is it a Bossel or Abysmal?
Abysmal.
Abyssal.
It's totally
Or is
abysmal.
it Abyssal?
Abyssal Blade. But this
Is
is
it
like a
Abyssal Blade?
wow.
We can't even talk today. I love it.
But
Abyssal
it's
Blade.
because
I'm
it's
trying to
because
find it.
it's because the game is just wowing us right now. If you're looking at the B-roll at the moment, it is a like a top-down with only one HP, take up your blade and challenge to 5 stages of grief. Like
Dude,
what?
have you ever played Titan Souls back in the day?
No.
So Titan Souls was a old school. I think I had it on the Vita, early Vita release.
Mm.
But it was a boss rush, pixelated boss rush game. But you had more than one hit, and they still got my butt kicked in that game. You had more than one hit though.
I don't
So
know about
the
those games.
the fact that you only have one HP and you know it's gonna get to bullet hell near the end, like, oh my God.
Because you're going through the 5 stages of grief. That right there is intense. You're going through it with 1 HP. Like holy crap. But I do like the HP Lovecraft kind of vibe that it has. It's another one of those games, kind of like we were talking about earlier with Vessels of Decay, that kind of has that harsh kind of pixel grittiness to it, which is pretty cool. I like
Well,
that.
apparently you like generate mana as you attack, and then you eventually unleash like a mega blow on the enemies. So I don't know if that's like you just build up the mana thing and then like finish them off, or you have to do it multiple times in a battle. That'd be
Ah,
interesting to know. That would be very interesting to know. How much is the game? Is it $5? $5.
yeah,
And
it's not bad
and
at
there
all.
is a demo.
Yep.
And there is a demo, everyone. Dude, so many like cool ass games that I just find, and it's like it's because I was gone for so long. Like I actually had to limit how many games there were.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, they come out with so many games that if you just like skip a week, you're gonna miss out on like some sort of game that just kind of slips under the radar because it was like a $2 or $3 game or something,
yeah,
like this
and
right here.
$3 game, kind of like WarioWare. It's called Dreams of Aether or Ether, and the
Mm.
game looks crazy. If you look at the screenshots of the video, like, like there's so much like wackadoo going on in this one. And it was released in April, so it's not super new, but it was something wild that just popped up.
Yeah, it looks up my alley. Like I love these kind of games. I was kind of disappointed with the WarioWare on the Switch. I feel like it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. But I feel like these kind of games, especially the indie games that are inspired by WarioWare, I feel like they're going to be like low key, maybe a little better because they kind of know where to scratch that itch for that like intense kind of fast paced games. So
Yeah.
and for $3, I mean, why not? There's actually a bundle Oh, well, the bundle's like $66, but
Oh, is that it?
yeah, it comes with
Oh, and so
a
some of
bunch
these
of them.
games here, Rivals of Aether has a Switch physical for sure. So
Mm,
assumption is that this developer also did a game called Settle Moon, not Aether, and it is a casual simulation idler game. Hmm,
hmm.
interesting. Yeah, I am not a huge fan of those types, but apparently the developers of Rivals of Aether allowed them to do a little thing. Did my video freeze?
I think so.
Yeah, I can hear you. So let's keep it going.
You look very disappointed right now.
I'm
I think it,
so disappointed.
oh, there it
There we go.
goes.
I just stopped the video and turned it back on. I was so disappointed with
You're so,
the fact that the
it
developer
was it was if your video was gonna freeze, it was at a good moment because you're just kind of like your face is kind of frozen. You're just like, is my face frozen? And I'm like, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, there's what is it? Rivals of Aether, Lovers of Aether, Creatures of Aether, Dungeons of Aether, Rivals of Aether 2, and then Dreams of Aether.
It's a lot of aethers.
A lot of Aether. And I'm probably saying Aether wrong too. That'd make it even better. Make it even better. Oh goodness. Yeah, so I picked five that looked pretty cool for this week. There's more where that comes from. So even though we'll probably record after the convention, I'll have some good games
Yeah,
to pop in for the new and noteworthy.
that and also some like really cool stories too. I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be wild. Who's to say what the hell's gonna happen at this thing? Because apparently it's a smaller convention, which just means we can get into trouble. It's not a good idea to
Oh
give me.
man.
I am bringing paint and one of my canvases. I'm bringing Dragon from Crystalis, the giant canvas with me, so I'll be painting. If I get bored, I'll paint. Um, at the convention. It's only a 1 day or so.
Yeah.
I doubt I'll be bored, but you never know. So always have a plan B.
And speaking of Plan Bs, let's talk about a budget game of the week.
Jesus Christ.
These transitions, I'm telling you, this game looks cool. This game looks really, really cool. It's called They Came from Another Planet, which is sounds just very, very eye-catching right there. But this kind of just made me think of those like wacky PC Engine shooters. That's what it made me think of.
Yeah, like the crazy cute 'em ups.
Yeah, like the Parodius and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, there's a whole bunch of modes. There's almost one that's almost like Arkanoid. There's a bunch. It's a twin stick fixed shooter, kind of like your Galagos and stuff too.
Hmm.
Bonus hell pixel art shoot 'em up. Aliens have invaded you, and a blue house cat with a stretchy head are, of course, our last hope.
Yeah,
It's
it's so
ridiculous.
wacky.
It is wild.
It kind of looks like Parodius with like almost like Yoshi's Island art style because it kind of has that crayon kind of Crayola kind of effect
Hmm.
on some of the pixels and stuff. So yeah, and this is like what a oh, this is free.
Free game, Xander.
Free. Oh
Free game.
man.
And there's a reason why I picked it because there's another game that was new and nowhere that I thought was amazing that popped up on somebody's channel, and we need to check it out because it has online co-op. And so this developer,
Oh.
Magnus Fredriksson, has also done a game called Flora and Fang. And this
Hmm.
Flora and Fang is a 2D spray 'em up. It's an arcade style 2D platformer arcade action.
Oh, it
Apparently.
looks so cool.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
so this game apparently supports co-op.
that is really cool.
And
Yeah.
so we could play the free They Came from Another Planet, and then also
Mhm.
jump into this awesome two-player game that we can play.
It has a nice little Easter egg of a Symphony of the Night. I was looking at the pictures. Same
Hmm.
background. I was like, that's really cool.
What is a man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love when developers do like little bits of shout outs here or there. That's the best. Just remember, Xander, a winner is you.
A winner is you.
This guy. What I was looking like when I was moving boxes down in the basement, I was going running around like this. You know what game that's from, Xander?
I always get it mixed up. I always say like ghouls and ghosts. You're like, no, it's ghosts and goblins. No,
Ghosts and Goblins.
God, yeah. I always get it
Cool.
mixed up.
But
Ghouls and
that character
ghosts.
is in Ghouls and Ghosts as well. He's just not the end boss in Ghouls and Ghosts. He's the end boss
Yeah,
for Ghosts and Goblins. And that is the NES sprite, so it is Ghosts and Goblins. But it's a
interesting.
fun one.
Man,
Yeah.
my
So,
my favorite port of that is the Wonder Swan. I like the Wonder Swan version.
oh,
Ghosts and
it's its own
goblins.
version. That's why.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like
It's
that
its
one.
own version. It's not a port. It's a
Mm,
new game. Yeah, I didn't realize that, there's a whole lore with Ghosts and Goblins to Ghouls and Ghosts to Super Ghouls and Ghosts to the Wonder Swan game falls in there. Then there's Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. And then there's
yeah.
the Resurrection at the end.
Ah, yeah.
So there's tons of, and then in between, you got this guy.
Yeah.
I'm working on him. It's a tiny guy. The Red Armor, which is, the guy from Gargoyle's Quest. And then
Mm,
Demon's Quest. There's two Gargoyle's Quest on Game Boy and Nintendo, and then Demon's Crest on the Super Nintendo, which is what this guy's from.
yeah. Oh man, freaking classic game.
These pixels are freaking tiny to paint. Like very, very, very like dabble do ya tiny. So that one's gonna take me forever because I did a couple where I printed them too small. Here was the other one, which I don't think I'm even gonna paint. Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I don't think you had to paint that
He's,
one.
he's tiny. He just needs
Yeah.
black. Needs
Yeah.
black. Yeah, so I'll probably just do black on it and say done with it because there's no way I can do those tiny pixels because like the normal one, Doom guy is like huge. Like that's perfect. I
Thing's
got
thick.
one of our Kickstarter, our Patreon backers wants a Doom guy, so this might be yours,
Ooh.
Lunchbox. I just haven't really started working on them yet since I've been back because I'm unpacking boxes and going downstairs and doing craziness. And it's just been nonstop madness ever since. Crazy.
And you mentioned Launchbox. I think we need to get into our executive producers. Give a big shout to those folks that join the Patreon and contribute a little bit,
Oh
get a bunch of little treats, nice little shout at the
yeah.
end.
Like Akerloth.
And David Isherwood
Then of course you got Lunchbox, aka the Disgruntled Gamer,
from Thunderdome Gaming Society.
which is his YouTube. He posted a cool ass game in the Facebook group today. And he's always posting
Yeah.
cool ass game. I always give it the shocked face every time.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I don't go on Facebook often, but when I do, I always enjoy going on the indie gaming gyms, the Facebook page, and just seeing like what Launchbox found because he knows our taste. He's like, hey, this game's good. It usually is. So
Usually is. Then of
yeah.
course finally we have Jesse Glenn. Huge in the Nintendo Switch scene, and he actually was posting about somebody's Nintendo Switch getting banned or Switch 2 getting banned. They bought a game aftermarket from
Ooh.
online off Facebook Marketplace, and then their Switch got banned at Nintendo.
And it was so bad is there's so much bootleg Switch stuff out there. Like there is like so much, and it's not even like, and that's the worst part. Is like someone could just fall into it. Not everyone's like trying to be unethical and like trying to buy. They could have went to a flea market, and these people were like, they bought all these discounted Switch games that were just bootlegs, and bada bing, bada boom, Switch 2's
Yeah, and I
bricked.
don't know if it was a Switch or a
Mm,
Switch 2 game or what it was, but I do know that
yeah,
the guy contacted Nintendo and sent him a screenshot of the Facebook Marketplace and they unbricked him. But Nintendo is block happy, apparently. They probably have
yeah.
hired people to do it. That's wild to me.
They're probably using AI at this point. It's probably some AI algorithm. you know?
Speaking of AI, what about the news for YouTube, Xander, for AI? Have you seen it?
Oh
New
yeah.
YouTube policy. If you use AI for voiceovers or do any kind of low quality content, you will
Mhm.
get taken down on YouTube.
I love it. Love it. 'Cause there's nothing, because I like to watch a lot of just random stuff on YouTube, and I just hate it when I click a video and I mean, and the
It's
person,
interesting too.
yeah, and I click on it and it's always like the same like voices. It's like, did you know that blah 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 blah? I'm like, geez, like,
Well, and like I'm listening to something like it's an interesting topic, and then they mispronounce a normal game term. And I'm
yeah,
like, well, that's not, or a name is mispronounced. And I'm like, of course that's AI. I'm
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah. It just yeah. So
God.
I'm glad YouTube's doing that. I mean, AI has its place on certain things. I mean, it's great for getting tasks done, trying to proofread, stuff like that. But, just to have the script and have a voiceover, blah, 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 and just try to ride the algorithm, like, I'm glad YouTube's doing something about that because there are a lot of creative people that are doing no AI. They're just passionate and they just know what they're doing that are just being, you know, tucked under the rug because it's not the algorithm that the AI is riding. So,
Dude,
yeah.
there's like no way I would do YouTube or try to do YouTube for a living. Like what I
Yeah.
would do, which is what I will do, is I will get with like a video guy and tell the story like Kyle's Retro Museum. I'd like to do a video piece with it, telling stories and everything. But then not go like take it to YouTube, sure, but sell DVDs,
Yeah.
sell
Something you
Blu-rays.
can something you can archive.
Yeah, that's it. Like it's I don't need to worry about, oh, I gotta upload all the time to get the clicks and the views. Like we do this weekly because people will ask us if we don't, which is cooler to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Exactly. And and we do it weekly because we just like to talk to each other and catch up on things as
catch up
well.
on shit.
Yeah.
Shoot the
So I mean
shit.
it's cool. So it's like why not make it a podcast because we love indie games and every week I'm finding new and noteworthy games and budget titles that I need to check out and speaking of YouTube, I don't really do like the videos like I used to.
Mm-mm.
I don't really have the oomph for that. But one thing I do want to start doing is the live streams. I do want to start doing
I think
more of
you should.
those. You
The other
know?
thing is that I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't promote it yet because I've been running around today. Our Switch Mania Playcast 2 episode went live.
Ah. Oh,
Um,
nice.
and it's on only on Spotify. I didn't put it on
Mhm.
YouTube. You can put it on your YouTube if you want, as I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't put anything on my YouTube anymore. But it is up. And you know what's funny is I was looking at it, and in my as I was looking for the Switch Mania old jingle, so I could have the music going in and then the click.
Hmm.
I saw the old Xander Scullion Switch Mania Playcast episode back
Oh,
in the
wow.
day interview, a while ago interview, years
Wow.
ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you already did a playcast. I forgot that you did a Switch Mania playcast. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably I want to say that was probably like 2016, 2017. That was when the Switch was like really well, the Switch had just came out. Wow.
hmm
Jeez.
yeah. And then because that playcast, when we were doing Switch content every week and it was in the boom of the Switch, I mean, there was 30,000 people watching
Oh
like
man,
it was
it was
crazy.
I don't care what anyone says, that era making like content, like video game content on the Switch, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I think that's another reason why like the Switch is always going to have a place in my heart because like that was the first console I started like reviewing games for and started getting in touch with indie developers and because it was like new and it was like Nintendo and Nintendo like at the time was so apprehensive on who can do what and they were like a little bit more open with the Switch, and
Well,
I
and
think that
the
played in
crazy
the
thing with that is that's why I started the Switch Collector book series because on the Playcast we did an April Fool's joke of I'll do the complete Switch because I did the complete NES and then complete SNES at the time, and then it went crazy viral,
we
and
had
so
no idea. We had
Like,
none of us had any idea. I mean, it was crazy because you had two people in two different camps. You had people thinking that it was just going to fail. You had people that were optimistic about it, but none of us had any sort of idea that it would be the best selling console of all time. Like it's there now. It's like,
dude, there's
wow.
like I use a collector app right now to collect like or to track all the games on my wish list before I have all the giant encyclopedia of Switch books that I'll do it eventually. Um, do you know how many games there are with all variants on Switch in that app only? Like it's for Switch games, and it's supposed to be only physical, but I think there's some non-physical in there, and it's all variants. Over 11,000,
God.
11,000 entries into that app. Just Switch.
Hmm.
And it's insane. That's just games too, mind you. So like if like Premium did a deluxe, a retro, and a standard of a Robot Named Fight, all three of those are separate entries. So keep that in mind. It's not like individual games, but like that 11,000 things to collect.
That's insane. It's
All
crazy.
regions, everything is it is wild. But if there's like, seven different regions of a Zelda game, they're all in there.
Yeah.
So I think I have 100 or two that I would like to get. And I think what I'm gonna do is print them all off and do a list when I walk around the conventions, have a little list or something. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
make myself an instruction manual that I can check off. I don't know. We'll see. But I have too many books to make right now. Having
Yeah.
fun. Switch
Speaking of
Collector
fun.
year three is done. So I gotta push it out.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of fun, Zen.
Speaking of fun, I think this is going to conclude another exciting episode of the Indie Credible podcast. Again, we want to thank our listeners and thank our executive producers. And, again, join the Patreon. It's free, but it's the best way to know what the in and out of Jeff's doing, what crazy adventures he's on. So be sure to check out the Hagen's Alley Patreon. Anything else, Jeff?
Now that I'm moved in, I'll be doing more little videos on the Patreon. I did one this week, just to talk
Nice.
about the Video Game Summit. So yeah, if you're in Chicago area, come check it out at the Video Game Summit. And in 2 weeks in Austin, Texas, if you're out there, I will be at Classic Game Fest. I'm bringing more books than at Video Game Summit, so not rare books, just more. So I have a couple of every book there. So check it out. If you're in Austin, come hang out. We'll have a chat, maybe a Cayman
Ooh,
Jack zero sugar margarita. I
nice,
don't know.
nice. Anyway, guys, as always, happy gaming and support indie.
Yeah.